It has been nearly 8 years since that devastating fire in Lackawanna at the old Bethlehem Steel site. And in a few short weeks, a trial is scheduled to begin involving the owners of the site. 2 on Your Side's Nate Benson is live in Lackawanna with the latest. Nate?
Yeah, Mary Alice, we all remember that dramatic video from November 9th, 2016, right behind me here at the old Bethlehem Steel site in Lackawanna. I was actually the first photographer from our station on the scene. I was working the daybreak shift that day, and it's to this day still the largest fire I've ever covered as a journalist here in Buffalo. And now, 5 years later, after a lawsuit was filed, we might finally see some of those legal issues that have been kind of brewing in the background in the courts quietly finally going to trial. Now, the plaintiffs in the case live on Grafton Ave in Lackawanna, which was downwind from the fire back in 2016. They're suing the building owner, Great Lakes Industrial Development, and the company that occupied the facility at the time, Industrial Materials Recycling. As I said, that lawsuit was filed in November 2019, 3 years after the fire. It alleges, among other things, negligence by the building owner and the company occupying it. Now, it's become a very complicated case. If you look at the court docket, there's 594 entries full of depositions, reports, even photos from inside the facility, that old steel mill during that blaze. Now, on Monday, a motion was filed by lawyers for the building owner and recycling company asking a judge to not allow any evidence that there may have been the destruction of items collected from the scene of that fire back in 2016. In court documents, attorneys for the plaintiff say it's possible evidence might have been destroyed. Now, back in June, attorneys for the plaintiff also wanted to allow evidence and testimony from former workers at the Bethlehem Steel plant that would have shown that there were several sources of fire prevention, including foam and water, but a judge denied that motion on June 28th. Now, this case has been delayed several times because of the pandemic, other motions and appeals, and also a change of the judge overseeing it. Now, back here live, I did reach out to the attorneys for both the plaintiff and defense in this case to try and talk through some of those court docket items, but neither one of them were available for an interview this evening. That trial is set to begin on October 2nd. Live and on your side in Lackawanna, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.